Why the second one may be a troubleshooter, maybe troublesome. And one thing we need to realize is that Fuman is congregation of Fuji leaders, and it's convergence of Fuji leaders that came from various locations with various beliefs, various level of education, exposure, experience, and what have you. And our approach will definitely differ. And we are all humans. We are all humans. So what needs to be kept at the back of our mind is the fact that to err is human and to forgive is divine. We cannot do without wronging each other. But how we handle the issue. So what I'm imploring all Fuji practitioners to embrace is to always undo whatever differences or whatever wrongs identified with amicable resolution. Confrontation is not endorsed, is condemned in strong terms. Violence is unwelcome, is condemned in totality. Causing ourselves, be it through social media, radio, records, is unnecessary, because this will lead to deteriorating of the state of the genre, the association, and the personality involved. If the association is growing, if the genre is growing, so it is. The practitioners will be growing in that corresponding percentage. So, is your question answered?
Thank you, sir.
The pleasure is mine. You are welcome. K1 is in the midst of the Lagos State government. You wanted to do something with the state government, and you kept Wasiu aside. You get that thing done in isolation of his person. When the thing gets to the table of the government, because where is this coming from? Fuji. Be it a national or state or zonal, it's okay. Is it different from the Fuji Wasiu sings? Because they knew him to be a great contributor to what they were doing. He spent his money a lot there. So they gave him the respect he deserved. If they say, okay, is this different from the Fuji Wasiu practice or sings? I said, no, it's the same Fuji. Okay, and these people doesn't have Wasiu here. The team might not see the Wasiu need not to tell people there that don't honor that thing. It is simply because our people have failed to honor whom honor is due. They have resolved to dishonor somebody that deserves to be honored. And you cannot eat your cake and have it that if the man is given sense of belonging, yeah, it might not be easy. Do you understand me? But if you have patience and there is commitment in you and you are dedicated to what you are doing, you will have him. It's not as difficult as people feel it is. But people keep judging people from afar. And if you are about to assess people, if you are not closer, in most cases you will be assessing wrongly. Your assessment will be wrong. Your judgment will be wrong. And to ẹni náà ti máa mọ ọbẹ̀ tó ní iyọ̀, ọbẹ̀ tó lépo náà máa ń mọ̀ pẹ̀lú ojú. So ìsúnmọ́ ni la máa ń mọ̀ ṣe ẹni bí àwọn bàbá ṣe máa ń sọ. So we discussed at length, and with this discussion, as I said, okay, Mama, for any benefit of doubt, Emma worry. I will send my manager to you. I will send K1. I will send Ola to you. I waited for about a month, but I didn't hear from them. It's okay. I keep waiting. And on a fateful day, around 3 o'clock, Ola Mohammed, one of the managers, called me and said, President, I've been instructed to call you by Oshupa. He said he has chance to meet with you between now and the next 2 hours. I was in my house relaxing. I quickly woke up because of the sincerity of purpose in me, because of my level of dedication, because of my level of commitment towards the delivery of the desired goals that Fuji music practitioners are looking up to. I called on Kamlansa. Kamlansa, where are you? I called on the Baby Barrister. I cannot stop missing Baby Barrister. Then as long as I live and I want to talk about Fuman event, I cannot talk about anything that has to without remembering Baby Barrister. I called Baby Barrister, is the first vice president. Say where are you? Say he's doing something. Please, you better find a way of allegation Lasak made. You see, in addition to this, I averred emphatically that if I am the elected national president for Fuji Music Association of Nigeria and I'm there present, I've represented every practicing musicians worldwide. So that's it. Gone are the days that people there are some statements made, there are some conventional statements made. I give kudos to the celebrities, and this is because the kind of love that we are clamoring for is now on ground. We are working on how to get it sustained. We are working on how to give it a life sustaining ability. If one person had a challenge and other colleagues rally around him or her, this is because there is love. Be it financial challenge, be it health challenge, name it, whatever kind of challenge it can be. If there is cooperation, if there is love, they will definitely rally around, and that's what has been happening. I posited that when these people were called to contribute money to make a statue for Alhaji Barrister, and the statue which we had planned to erect in Oyo State, Ibadan precisely. We have met with the Oyo State government. We have gone to the House of Assembly last year, precisely August 24. Bills has been passed in this regards. What we await is the assent of the executive governor because of the logistics involved. It cannot be done without his assent. It is only him that has the executive power. And I want to seize this ample opportunity to appeal to the Oyo State government, to the executive governor of Oyo State, in the person of engineer Seyi Makinde, to please endorse, give assent to the proposal that we brought to the government as regards immortalization of Alhaji Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. There are several factors that gives the said legend, what is it called, that commands him the kind of honor that we are demanding. It deserved it, and it will be out of place for the Oyo State government to allow any other state to do this before them. So once again, I appeal to the executive governor of Oyo State, and the person of engineer Seyi Makinde, His Excellency, engineer Seyi Makinde, please, for God's sake, gladly assent to the proposal brought or presented to the state government over the immortalization of Alhaji Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. If it is done, I don't want us to see it as something special. It should be seen as a well-deserved honor.
There is a particular aspect we want to take us to. How we grow that peace, particularly between Saheed Osupa and Kele.
You are trying to push me, or you want me to remember a very terrible and interesting experience it gives joy if I give my narrative about how the priest was brokered between them. I'm very close to K1, and my closeness to him give great concerns, has negative consequences in the running of my government. Other practitioners that are not in good time with K1 the ultimate, they had the belief, because they do not know the man well. Yeah, I can say this. Maybe they had the belief that, okay, he's K1 boy. He sees K1 as his benefactor. He has K1 as his role model, as his leader, as his mentor. So there is nothing that K1 will urge him to do that he will not do. And if they have that kind of mindset, the mindset they had was what led to their being distancing themselves to the association. But thank God, before my election, I think I get across to mostly at least 90% of the stars soliciting their support. After I've been prevailed upon by the National Advisory Committee, the then National Executive Council, the National Working Committee, headed by the late First Vice President Alhaji Kabiru Akoni Kehinde, aka Baby Barrister. After they prevailed on me, after my acceptance to vie, to contest, to go and serve, I endeavored to get in touch with this type because I knew they have a role. They all have different roles to play at every point in time. K1 has a role to play. Ayuba has a role to play. Oshupa has a role to play. Obezeri has a role to play. Malaika has a role to. So we have people who are in good term with K1, and we have that who are not, whose relationship is sore with K1. And one of these people is Oshupa. Before my election, I solicited his support. I got across to him. But after the election, to see him become a headache, to see him become headache, and it becomes worrisome. After all, I contacted this guy before my election was actually held. What's happening? But I knew deep down within me that, okay, it was the issue of K1, my closeness to K1, that is necessitating all that kind of reaction. And I owe it a duty, because I knew deep down within myself, I know what divide and rule means. It has numerous advantages and it has disadvantages. And I know what Unite and Lead as a motto stands for. And I knew and noted, acknowledged that the advantages of Unite and Lead motto surpasses that of divide and rule. And I have chosen to be a united leader. I don't want to be a divisible leader. I don't want to be leading a caucus or a group or a section of musicians that are Fuji practitioners. What I wanted is to be a visionary leader that governs over all practitioners. And thank God, this is the driving force. And at the end of the day, I remember vividly, there was a program put together by Nigerian Beauty, and it was held in one of the theater in Igomu over there. I couldn't remember the name of the venue name, but it is within their land space. It's within their community there in Igomu. And Oshupa was actually invited. And on his arrival, I was in the midst of some of my ESCO. Baby Barrister, the first vice president, may God grant him al Jannat Firdaus. I have with me a member of the project committee. Then he was newly appointed and is the incumbent assistant general secretary in the person of Alhaji Nuruddin Yoda, aka Pastor Fosto. He was with me. I have with me the chairman of the project committee in person of Mr. Obafemi Woodward. They all came to me. Oshupa greeted us. I was in the midst of the table. He greeted us and goes to where the seat he was supposed to sit. We are on the same line. It's the fronted table. We are all in the fronted table. And he was seated second to San Sultan. May God grant San Sultan eternal rest. And my people came to me. This is Baby Barrister. This was Baby Barrister, Tadiko, and Pastor Fosto say, President, that's Oshupa now. This is somebody you've been looking for, how you meet him and sit him down, talk to him, and let him see reason why you should identify with the association. So, initially, I feel reluctant to heed their words. But when they keep appealing, it's okay. I have a duty, and I've resolved to embark on a unification project. So whatever sacrifices is demanded needs to be given without hesitation. I move closer to the table. But getting closer to the table, I cannot get, because it is not free. The table is not free in the front. I cannot go and talk to Oshupa in the front of the table. I have to come to the end of the table here. And the closest person happens to be San Sultan. And I place my hand on the table like this. Here is San Sultan. Here is Oshupa. Here is San Sultan seated. Here is Oshupa. This was how I was. I rested on the table like this, and I engaged Oshupa. And in the course of our interaction, I let him realize that I'm not who he feels I am. That I am there to serve all and sundry. That I am there to get things right. I am there to right things that are wrongs. I am there to right the wrongs previously done. I am there to make impacts. And with all this, he made several allegations, and I told him these allegations are frivolous indeed. You see, we have specialists when it comes to fabrications of lies. And one of the allegation was, okay, you are talking that I should be partitioned. I said that if I have a show today that will fetch me money, despite the fact that I am the person that presided over the meeting where today was chosen as the day for the convention. If I am called for an engagement that earns me money, that's the only way I earn money to make a living. I have families. I will not reject the show because of the convention. I will rather go for the show. If the people need me, let them vote for me in absentia. It's never a crime. There is no section of the Constitution that said or stipulates that, okay, or nobody should be elected in absentia. If somebody resolved to vie and that person is hospitalized, may God forbid bad thing, and the election comes, will he be exited from partaking? No. If people loved him, they will vote for him. And if he is not available when things is about to start, the next in rank will take charge. Others will cover up because there is existing love. And what we are clamoring is that the existing love should be sustained. So also, we are going to be considerate. If you have a show and that date has been chosen for a meeting, he will be allowed to go for his shows. Do you understand me? And if the show doesn't start before the meeting, but he cannot come to the meeting and make the show, he will be allowed to go for the show when the meeting starts. We either make use of Skype. There is technological advancement. We make use of Skype. We will be doing our meeting and we will be looking, he will be seeing us, and he will be making his own contribution as well. We can as well do video call for him to hear what we are talking about, or the issue at stake that we are discussing. And he will have the privilege or the opportunity of making his own contribution. So that's it. We wanted the stars to come around. The association belongs to every one of us.
This issue of who wanted the stars to be part of it, we observe that
the executives, to be part of the executives. Yeah, and we are starting with him now.
Okay, aside from being part of the executive, generally, our own observation as a journalist is that most of the celebrated stars, they don't partake in association activities. What do you intend to do? How do you mean
when you say association activities?
For instance, when you will be noticing the Fuman activities, if it is not in terms of performance, we hardly see them, just like a garden of today.
Okay. One thing we need to know is that, as earlier mentioned, during the proceeding of the convention, I said the convention is meant for the governor, secretary, and one delegate. That is this year's convention's policy. The next 4 years, we may decide that, okay, it is the chairman, secretary, and 4 delegates. Do you understand me? And mind you, the stars or the celebrities, I said it openly here. Sule Alao Malaika is having a show in Shasha today. Tayo Currency is supposed to be here, but he's not here. I want to believe he has been engaged with one thing or the other. He cannot be in his house sleeping while I'm here. Atawa is supposed to be here. Muritonda is supposed to be here. He's in Dubai. He promised to come before the end of yesterday, because in our interaction I was reminding him that the program is today. We were chatting on Monday and said he knew, and he promised to be around. I wanted to believe something held him back. Gone are the days when Fuman activities will be abandoned or ignored. But yeah, we might not have the majority. Today is a Tuesday. Malaika is playing. I want to believe some others will be playing as well. Because if you look at the Yoruba population, it is several millions. And in as much as the Yoruba community exists, Fuji musicians will continue to exist. I will continue to be soaring higher and higher and higher. So also the Fuji genre. So if they are free, look at Alhaji Sikiru Ayinde Barrister's, the Barrivest 2022 event that was packaged by the Barrister Fans Club worldwide. The program was fixed for a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is the peak period of musicians. And I told them, you see, when Razak, Alhaji Barrister's first son, was alleging that it has become the practice of the Fuji stars, when they are doing something for Barrister, they will not be around. And he has right to his opinion. It's good that he's hearing the opinion. So many other people might have that at the back of their mind, but they will not be privileged to say it out or come out boldly and say it. But at this function, I talked to the hearing of all and sundry. And I said, when the committee or the people that put the program together came to meet me, and discussed the program with me. I told them, it was noted, it was pointed out that when you people are about to do a program and you want to get involved another group like ours, you should always consider us to the fullest. The kind of business we do, the kind of the work we do, as Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as the peak period of the business. And this I said at the function, responding to what Razak said, or